The Center for Disease Control reports nearly 3.5 million Americans 40 and older are either legally blind or visually impaired, many suffering from what's called low vision. But there is help using technology to continue with their independence. Here this morning is Richard Tapping with the Vision Council. It's good to have you with us.
Good to be here.
This is, first of all, let's explain what low vision is for those who aren't up on that.
Right. So low vision is defined as a condition that cannot be corrected with eyeglasses, surgery. So some familiar terms would be macular degeneration. That's one of the big ones. Diabetic retinopathy, glaucoma, cataracts, some other things. So any condition that cannot be fixed.
Okay, and so the vision would be limited.
It would severely affect daily activities,
okay.
Yes.
And so there is technology, as we point out, that it gives people, I think, more independence?
Exactly. It allows them to retain their independence at home, continue to reading newspapers, doing their own bank statements, paying checks, things like that.
Yeah. And we have some of that here, and we'll go through it. But the interesting thing is insurance doesn't help in this case.
Unfortunately not. Not at the moment. Insurance does not cover these types of devices.
Yeah, and why is that? Have to ask the insurance companies.
Yeah, and the lobbyists. Perhaps.
Okay, all right, okay. Well, let's start. This looks very handy and very, kind of hands-on and maybe easier to use for somebody who may need reading assist.
Right. So this is a very portable device. It's a type of device that one might take to a restaurant.
I want to get it so we can.
Yeah,
there you can see
it. Yeah. So I can then magnify the image here, make the text as large as I want. I also have some contrast options, so if glare is an issue, I can invert the colors very easily. And this is something that you may use around the house or a supermarket, going to the restaurant, things like that.
Okay, this stuff is not inexpensive.
It ranges from about $300 and up, somewhere around the $3,000 area, depending on what type of device you ultimately choose.
But well worth it to give that independence.
Again, yeah, I mean, these are vision diseases that affect daily activities.
Sure, yeah. Okay. And all right, this one here, I mean, this actually looks like something that a lot of people who play video games would be wearing.
Yes, it is somewhat similar technology, right, and it basically gives that user hands-free, the ability to go hands-free. So it takes the same fundamentals of what you see in the Ruby XL here, gives you magnification and contrast, and puts it in a wearable device. So you have screens that are in here that bring the image real close to your eye, and then you can magnify it. So watching television, sporting events, hands-free reading a newspaper, things like that.
All right, maybe going to the movie theater?
But yep, exactly right.
That kind of thing.
Yep,
all right.
Perfect.
Now this one, it seems as though it looks like kind of a portable computer with a magnifying camera.
Exactly right. So this takes, again, the fundamentals of what you see in these other devices in terms of magnification and contrast and puts it into a larger form factor. So if you have someone that generally is doing a lot of reading, an avid book reader perhaps, arts and crafts, things like this, we can utilize this area underneath the camera here and really use a very large field of view to get that information up on that screen. So this helps. And then this camera can actually move around. So one of the other challenges, again, affecting daily activities is doing grooming or doing makeup. Okay. So that can actually be turned at yourself and then magnified so you can see, much easier when you're doing your makeup, for example.
Are there many companies that are dealing with these kinds of technology and ways to improve it?
It's a small industry, but there are numerous options, and this is just a selection of a few that are available.
Yeah, yes. And so as part of the Vision Council, what is your charge, and what is it that you hope to do?
Awareness. So all too often, someone will go to their eye care physician and not be informed that this type of equipment exists. And unfortunately, it can be very bad news going to your eye doctor and finding out you have an eye disease, and there's not really much hope for retaining your independence when you get home. Well, there are, and that's kind of what this is about, is trying to raise awareness that there are tools available to help you regain that independence at home.
And when did some of this technology first come to the fore and people were able to start first using it?
So Freedom Scientific, the brand here, has been around, I think, for about 26 years. So a lot of this technology has been around numerous years. It has developed and evolved over the years, and then you see things like this come out of the companies, which is a much more, obviously, technically advanced product. But ultimately, been around for a while.
Okay, well, great to have you with us.
Pleasure.
We just have about a minute or so left. So come on in, Andy and Jerry and Bob. We want to take our selfie. And while you're doing that, maybe, Jerry, you can give us an update on the sticky situation.
Everybody smile.